Oh, hi folks, and welcome to another Brummie in the Highlands. I'm here today down at North Kessock. I thought I'd do a quick walk down through North Kessock and on to Kilmuir, the little village of Kilmuir. Now, I'm just standing on the car park and I'm very near to the old slipway where the ferry used to run from. The ferry used to run from here, from North Kessock, all the way across to South Kessock in the distance there. You can just see that. I'll try and zoom in on that. There we go. You can just see North Kessock coming in now into the distance there. And that's where the ferry used to run to. And that was before the Kessock Bridge was built back in the mid-80s. Now obviously since the Kessock Bridge has been built, there's no requirement for a ferry. I always thought it might be a good idea to keep a little ferry going in the summertime, maybe just as a tourist attraction, but they haven't done that, because they do that in Cromarty with the Cromarty to Nig ferry. I think that's quite popular in the summer, so yeah, I'm not quite sure why they didn't do that. But just panning round there, you'll see in the distance you've got the North Kessock Hotel, which is very, very popular. There it is, just in the middle of the shop there. We'll go and have a quick look at that. Now, I'm going to walk down towards the Kessock Bridge and then through to Kilmuir, if I can get through to it. Now, just looking up the other way, to the left there, that's looking up towards Bewley, up the Bewley Firth. Now, what you've got there is a small town called Charleston, and there's massive new housing estates being built up there. When I moved up to the Highlands nearly 15 years ago, all that was fields up there, but there are now big new housing developments and more being built. So North Kessock is a growing little village. So there we go, there's the North Kessock Hotel. And that's quite a popular place. I've never been in there personally, but I have heard of good reviews. So if ever you're down in North Kessock, that's one to pop into, isn't it? Now that used to be the old ticket office just on the right there. The old ticket office to the ferry, but now I think they're just used as toilets. But we'll just take a look past that, just as we walk through the coast, down the coast there. And that's the old slip for the ferry. We'll take a walk down there. North Kessock Community Pier. There we go, there's an old sign there. That would be the sign for the old ferry. At least they've kept some of its history. And that's the Moray Firth that you're looking at there. Now, it's quite popular for dolphins as well, the bottlenose dolphins. If you're lucky enough, you can get a sighting of the bottlenose dolphins here, and also at Shannonry Point, close to Fortrose. Now, just in the distance, you will see Inverness Marina, and there's also the Dolphin Spirit boat that runs from there, which takes you out onto the Moray Firth, under the bridge there, and out to look for the dolphins. And they do get some good sightings of the dolphins. So that's the Dolphin Spirit in Inverness Marina. Now I'm just panning around again. So North Kessock itself, as you can see, we've got a small little post office just there with a little shop. I bet that gets quite busy, especially with all the new houses now as well. And you can see the Kessock Bridge in the distance. So we'll just make our way down the coast here, and on a beautiful summer's day, there's nowhere better than this. You're getting a little shot now of the shop on the left there. Now just to the left of the shop, we'll try and get a shot of this, and excuse any road noise because there's quite a bit of traffic. You will see just to the left of the shop there, you've got the steps. Now those steps lead all the way up to the car park, right on the A9 there, which is where the Harry Gow's Bakery is, up onto the A9. So if you're feeling energetic, you could park up the top in the top lay-by on the A9 and walk all the way down those steps. Just remember, you've got to walk all the way back again. They're very steep, I've done it. Again, on the left we're coming up to some old fishermen's cottages now. And I'll just pan around again so you're getting a good idea of what we're looking at. Isn't that beautiful? And you've got Tomnahurick Hill there in the distance. So we'll just keep heading down. You can see we've got a nice view now coming into view of the Kessock Bridge. That's made the Black Isle very popular since the mid-80s. It's allowed more traffic on there. There's a little tea room on the left. White cottage tea room, and it's a bed and breakfast as well. So I'm just down at the bus turning circle now, and there's a little plaque there that tells you all about the things at North Kessock. So if you wanted to pause your video, take a look at that. There we go. And the Kessock Bridge once again. Now just by the turning circle here, what we've got also is a dental practice. North Kessock Dental Practice. Used to be houses, I would think. If anybody knows differently, let me know. But that's quite useful. All the residents here can come and get their teeth looked at without having to travel into Inverness. So we'll just continue to make our way down. And all the time we've got the Kessock Bridge in view there. Now I did a video on the Kessock Bridge. I actually walked across the Kessock Bridge. So that might be worth a look. It did show you parts of North Kessock from the Kessock Bridge, which is worth having a look at. And then again to the right there, in the distance, you've got the Longman Industrial Estate. And next to it, the marina. So just as I walk down, and the wind's starting to pick up now, so if the audio gets a little windy, sorry about that. But you've got all these lovely little fishermen's cottages. And then you've got this strip of land in between the road there. Now I would imagine that they belong to the people who own the houses as well, because the cars are parked on it. Well, parts of them anyway, some of them do. So just as we walk down here, looking to the right there, this is classed as the Brummie Firth. But once it passes under the bridge there, it becomes the Moray Firth. And then it leads out eventually into the North Sea. So it changes its name because the Brummie Firth, this side of the bridge, backwards leads all the way down into Brummie. And you can see the bridge now, nearly the full length of the bridge that you can see there. So we're just coming up to the end of where the houses are, coming towards the Kessock Bridge. Getting a very good view of it now. I was hoping it to be a bit brighter today, but it's gone quite cloudy now and the wind's starting to pick up. And we're heading towards the RLNI building, which is well worth a look. So it must get quite warm here in North Kessock, because we've even got a palm tree in that garden there. Look at that. That makes you feel warm just looking at the palm tree, doesn't it? Well, believe me, it's not very warm today. Well, here we are now, just at the RL&I building. We'll go and have a wander around here. But these are invaluable, aren't they, the RL&I? And all the people that work here, they're all volunteers. Every one of them. A fantastic service they provide. Risking their lives on every call out. Now we'll just have a wander around. I think we'll go around this way, because we'll get a shot then of the rib. It all seems fairly quiet today, but there's the rib parked up in there, and then obviously it launches down the slip there and out into the Bewley Firth, and that covers quite a big area, that, and it's just nestled underneath, more or less underneath, the Kessock Bridge. So this is the RL&I here in North Kessock. And there we go, you're getting a good look now up the Moray Firth there. That's going up towards Fortrose, Shannonry Point, and out eventually into the North Sea. So we'll just leave the RL&I station behind us now, and we will continue our walk down to the village of Kilmuir. So we'll follow this track. You can actually get to Kilmuir via the road. You don't have to park and walk all this on this path all the way down to Kilmuir. You can actually get into the village itself, and I think you do that by coming down to North Kessock, the roundabout there, and heading up towards Drumsmittle, I think, on that road. So if you didn't want to take this walk, you can miss this bit out, but I think this is a lovely walk all the way through to Kilmuir, which you can see just in the distance in the centre of the shot. And just while we're there, we'll just pan around and we'll just take a look at the Kessock Bridge from this angle. There we go, and you can see the RL&I just there on the corner at the right. And then if you wanted to, you could also walk along the beach. It's a pebble beach. Not sure how far around you can get. Obviously be careful with the tide. Check the tides if you're going to do that. But we will continue down this road. Now just as we make our way through, you can see the houses on the left too. It'd be nice to live here, wouldn't it? Looking over the Moray Firth like that. One or two houses dotted along here on the left. And all the time we've got fantastic views of the Moray Firth. So we've just passed a house on the left, and I can see now that it branches off to the left or to the right. Well, I'm heading towards the right, the path on the right, but this one has got some very old wrought iron gates here. Now I wonder if this was ever, or maybe still is, part of an estate. Does anybody know anything about that? Because these gates look very old. Where does that lead to, I wonder? But we're not going up there, so we'll continue to take the right hand fork and follow it down this track here, and this hopefully will bring us out in Kilmuir eventually. So I can just see on the shore there, you can see those posts sticking out of the water there. I presume at some point that's the remnants of an old pier or jetty. What a gorgeous day we've got today. So we continue our walk along the track here. Now I've done this once before, but it was in the summertime, and I think I walked all the way around there, that coastal section there. Can you see that bit there? I think we walked all the way around the coast there to the village of Kilmuir, but I'm not seeing a path through there today. I'm just not seeing that. So we may have to find another way into Kilmuir. Failing that, it's back to the car and drive into the village itself. But we'll see how we go. We'll just keep walking and see where we end up. So here we are now. This is what I was talking about, because the last time I came we walked down to the right there on the beach and then round. But I don't think we can get through today. So I've got a dilemma. Do I go up that hill there and see where it brings us out? I think that's what we need to do. Let's go and have a look. So here we are, nearly at the top of the hill. It's quite steep. I'm not sure where we're going to end up, folks, but we are getting some fantastic views. Now we could end up in somebody's garden, couldn't we? But I can see some street lights, very old-fashioned street lights. Here we are. This is looking very nice indeed. I think this is somebody's house. Yes, it's saying private, so we can't get into that, unfortunately. But you'll see up ahead how beautiful it is. Now it bears to the left, just up there. That's taking us up and out. So we're probably not going to be able to do that. Yeah, so I turned left where we saw those street lights, and now there's a T-junction, and I've turned right and it's leading us out down the hill. So I'm hoping this will bring us and drop us down into Kilmuir itself. Let's go and see. So now I'm back at the top of this hill. As we start to go down the hill, it's took us to this part. So again, I'm just going to keep going down. And again, I'm following the coast all the time. So my guess is, if we keep walking down this hill to the bottom and turn left, it should bring us into the little village. So it's brought us out now onto the beach itself. And the only access now to the village itself, which you can see very much so in the distance there in the centre, is over the rocks. So I'm going to attempt to walk across the rocks. If not, I will have to drive round and pick the video up from there. So I'll see you soon. Well, here we are, folks, in Kilmuir. Now I had to give up. I had to give up walking along the coast there, because I think we'd have got caught out by the tide and we wouldn't have got back very easily. So what we've done, we've cheated a little bit. We've driven all the way around and we've parked here at this little spot here. Now, if you were to walk over that stile there, you can take a lovely coastal walk all the way around. And I think that's called the Kilmuir Circular. Not sure how far you can go, but on a summer's day it would be lovely. So this is the beginning of Kilmuir village. Now this, what might look like a telephone box, is actually an information box, and I think the locals run this. It's also a little bit of a library. Should we take a peek in there? There we go. So you can come in here and you can borrow a book and then read it and take it back again. It's all very trustworthy, isn't it? You've got to be quite quite honest people to do this. It only works in sort of small little villages like this, and that's the Kilmuir info box. Isn't that fantastic? Who remembers the red telephone boxes when there were telephone boxes? And you've got a lovely view there out over to the Kessock Bridge. So let's go and take a quick walk through the village. This is lovely, it really is. It's a little bit windy now and a lot cooler than it was. We're on a summer's day, it'd be well worth a walk. Now, I found the road quite narrow coming down here. It was very, very narrow. There are one or two passing places, so be careful when you come down, drive slowly and be respectful where you park as well. There we go, some lovely buildings here. And I believe that hill that you can see in front of us is Ord Hill. And you can actually take a walk up to the top of that, I believe. That's quite popular, Ord Hill. I passed a parking place for Ord Hill on the way through. Lovely stone cottages. Red sandstone, that one. And lovely views out over the Moray Firth there. Now we're just in the week between Christmas and New Year when I film this. So up ahead I can see Santa Claus, Father Christmas there. But he may not be there when you come, so don't be too disappointed if you don't see Santa Claus. Depends what time of the year you come. But we'll go and take a look at that. Now we're coming up towards Santa Claus there, standing by his boat. And again, look, we've got palm trees. You don't expect to see that, do you, on the coast of the Moray Firth? And there's Santa. Isn't that lovely? So this is a very narrow street. And all these, I don't know too much about Kilmuir, the history of it. Was it a fishing village? I think it probably was. I can see again remnants there on the shoreline of an old pier or jetty. So I guess these would have been the old fishing villages, fishing cottages. That one needs a bit of work on it there, just on the right. I'm not even going to pronounce that name. It's just lovely, isn't it? And all the time we've got the view of the Kessock Bridge. Never too far away. And another palm tree. Isn't that fantastic? I love palm trees, they make me feel warm, they really do. Lots of them here. So here we are, this is just the end of it now. This is the end of the Kilmuir High Street. And there we go, more remnants of the jetty there. So it must have been a fishing village, I would have thought, down here on the Moray Firth. But this is the house that we can go no further past. Private road, no vehicular access, it says there. So we can't really go any further. But what we could do, although we're not going to do, and when I came in the summer, I walked across the coast. So it was just there. And we ended up coming back on to land just about here. So you can do that. You can walk along the coast from North Kessock, but we couldn't do that today because of the tide. I would think it was. I wasn't going to risk it. But there we go. I've given you a little look around Kilmuir now and North Kessock. I just think that's a beautiful little village. It really is. And those little villages are easy to miss.